Afternoon. Afternoon.
Just to start, have you ever seen a goal like Keandre's last night?
Like who?
Like Keandre's goal last night? Have you ever seen a
Yeah.
goal like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, they happen every once in a while.
Yeah. Good boost for the team.
It was good. We needed it at that time, right?
Yeah.
It was a big goal. Good bounce.
The Heat line, you touched on the different skill sets with those three guys. Curious for your thoughts on the mesh so far, and especially Will seems to bring something different, compared to the other two. What do you think about the way that all those different skill sets kind of fit into place and play off of each other?
I think they've had some shifts where they've been really, well, like the shift that they scored on. I think there's been some shifts where they've been really dominant. Difficult to play against. They're all big bodies, and they can handle the puck and maintain possession in the offensive zone. So there's been some shifts like that. There's, I think there's always things that we're trying to get better at with them as well. Some things in the D zone through the neutral zone, but so far they've been noticeable. Their chances are generated are at a high rate. They've been good.
Kako, a couple things with him. Last night I think he only had one shot on goal, but previous game I think it was 5. Preseason he had a lot of shots, so it looks like he's being pretty aggressive looking for that shot. And I know on the power play he's kind of working that net front. I know he's the guy that you talk about controlling the puck down low. What are you seeing from him as far as, is there more aggression offensively, do you think, even going into the preseason?
Well, on the power play, I mean, it's a little bit different. He's got more of a role like Kreider. He's got to be a screen. He's got to be on the goalie's eyes. So maybe less opportunity to shoot, but tips are available when you get to the front of the net, rebounds, second opportunities. I do think that their line generated a lot of offense, so the fact that he didn't bring the puck to the net last night doesn't mean that he didn't help generate it as well. I mean, there was lots of times where the puck went to the slot or the puck went low to high. We got into an umbrella. We attacked downhill. He was involved in that, maybe not the one that brought it to the net, but I still think that the line was fairly active in the offensive zone.
For him, is that like a next step or something you'd like to see a little more of, like, take your shot?
Well, I think it has been there.
Yeah.
So just like I said, I guess what I'm saying is last night, maybe it wasn't his turn. Maybe he was involved in Will getting off his shot or Phil getting off his shot or a defenseman walking downhill and bringing a puck to the net. But I do think that the line, when they were out there, they were still able to generate and produce.
Similar question, it's a small sample size, but how are you seeing Riley Smith?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I thought that through the course of the game last night, with each line, I think that there was obviously some good. We generated a lot. There was some bad where I felt like we could have been better as a line or as individuals, and I said that after the game last night. It was not a volume thing. It was a way too loud thing. I think maybe 4 goals came somewhere right near the crease, and that shouldn't happen. It can't happen, and so that's on us to make that area better. But it wasn't because they got 50 shots and 30 chances. We just needed to do a better job in tight there. And at times we had guys back as well. It's not like we weren't there. We just didn't communicate the job or defend the job the way we needed to.
How do you evaluate how Schneider's been on the last so far?
Well, I thought he looked more comfortable. Maybe just it's a time thing. The more you get there, the more you play there, the better that could look. But last night I thought that he did do a good job of playing the offside and pulling the puck into play. His goal is a perfect example. You got to pull it from the inside of the game to the outside and then put it back in to get the chance that you want. And so I think the more reps you get at that, the more accustomed you are to playing on an offside.
Did you know that Edstrom could fight? And
No, he did.
What did you think of that?
Well, I thought he did a good job in the fight. He's obviously a big guy. He's big by size. He's heavy. He's strong. He's really fit. He jumped in. It was a scuffle. He got into one. I thought he did a good job.
I mean, how much value does that add to his game, to what he brings? If he can do that.
I think anybody that can bring something, anytime you start adding layers to your game, or you know, you're adding pieces that can help the team. That's a good thing.
So when he goes out of the game, do you say to yourself, I'm going 3 lines, or is it just the flow of the game?
It was the flow of the game and the score. You know, you know, I felt like I said this last night as well. I felt like we chased the game the whole night. I felt like we were constantly behind, and I got to give us credit that while there's things that we're working on to tighten up a little bit, we never stopped pushing inside of that game. We never stopped firing and attacking until we finally got it to 5-5, and then we made a mistake or two in overtime. But I do think that as the game unwound, two of the pieces of that line went into the penalty box. One got eliminated from the game, and at that point we started to push 3 lines a little bit. It got to the third period and still down chasing a goal. I've got 60, 70, 80, 90, 100-point players on the bench. The only thing that on that point that's on my mind is making sure we get the next goal and tie it up 5-5.
Artemi already has, I think, 4 points to start the season. What do you make of his first 2 games?
They've been good. They've been dangerous. Same thing, you know, that I mentioned with every line. So I think there's things that we're doing good offensively, but we've got to make sure the details defensively are there as well. And so that's where we could get a little bit better. I thought after the first 10 minutes of Pittsburgh, we really cracked down and we did some good things defensively. We knew what we were in for last night with their speed and their skill. They're a young team, and they can push the pace, and they have the skill to deliver. I thought that there were some things that we could have done better. That line as well. But offensively, they generated. He's been generating and getting looks, and they've generated offense. But you know, we want to make sure that we're doing the right things on both ends of the ice. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.